We always wonder why Americans at the border are so obsessed with the Canadian broadcasts of the NHL. Well, I'm going to tell you why. The original broadcast of Hockey Night in Canada, our marquee broadcasts in the Great White North, started on radio, and a lot of the Americans at the border stations could get the games of the American teams playing against our Canadian squads. Now, to go over the history of radio of Hockey Night in Canada, you'll have to go back way back to the history of the Toronto's Arena Gardens. Now, games from the Arena Gardens began on February 8, 1929 on Toronto station CFCA, with Norman Albert announcing only the third period of play in order to not discourage ticket sale. Now, Foster Ewart took over announcing duties within a month, and after several years, the program went national as the General Motors hockey broadcast, which transmitted Saturday night hockey games of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, beginning on the series began on November 12, 31, over the Canadian National Railway Network, or the CNR network, of which CFCA was an affiliate. The more powerful CFRB replaced CFCA as the broadcast's Toronto flagship in 32. Now, in 33, the CNR successor, the Canadian Radio Broadcasting Commission, or CRBC, commenced broadcasts of Montreal Canadiens and Montreal Maroon games on its Quebec stations. In 34, Imperial Oil of Canada took over the sponsorship from GM, and the broadcast became known as the Imperial SO Hockey Broadcast. Now, the broadcast began at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, around the start of the second period of play. By 1936, the games were broadcast on the CRBC successor, the CBC. The series acquired its present title around the same time, coined by, of course, Foster Ewart. In much of Ontario and points west, the show featured the Maple Leafs and were hosted by Gordon Calder, with play-by-play announcer Ewart and color commentator Percy Lesaveur. Montreal broadcasts were hosted by Doug Smith. And Elmer Ferguson broadcasts for Montreal Maroons in games in English, and René Lecavalier for Montreal games in French. After the Maroons folded in 38, Smith and Ferguson provided English broadcasts of Canadians games. The great popularity of the radio show and its announcer Foster Ewart across Canada made an obvious choice for early Canadian network television programming. Although never carried on any U.S. stations, the Hockey Night in Canada radio broadcast became quite popular among listeners in the northern United States. If a U.S.-based team, especially those from Boston, Chicago, Detroit, and New York City, were playing in Toronto on a particular Saturday night, thousands and possibly millions of fans in the U.S. city whose local team faced the Leafs would often listen to the CBC broadcast via Skywave reception, with the game often drawing far more listeners than during the HNIC broadcast period than any local station. Now, CBC Radio aired Saturday night HNIC broadcasts through 1965, then Sunday night NHL hockey through 76, after which the games moved exclusively to television coverage nationally. Now, in Toronto, CFRB, originally a CNR radio affiliate, took over the broadcast from CFCA in 32 and continued to broadcast Maple Leaf games for many years alongside CBC Radio's Toronto station, CBL. Now, by the time Hockey Night in Canada started showing up on CBC in 52, they also were producing Wednesday night games on CTV for quite, and also some midweek games to be broadcast on local stations. So quite an interesting start, but I do remember, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people telling me, Hockey Night in Canada united the country, and I think it did, because until Hockey Night in Canada, and we're still suffering from the post-First World War malaise, hockey united this country. And, it's too bad with COVID, that Hockey Night in Canada, if anything, is still doing that, because I think a lot of people were housebound the last few months, and kind of hockey was the only thing that got them through. Thank God Montreal made it to the second round, is what I'm saying. So thanks for listening. That's the early history of Hockey Night in Canada. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. Bye.